What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, and we're going to be reacting to Zatu. Make sure that y'all hit that like button, subscribe, do all of the things. Go to this video, 60 plus insane custom cards we need in Pokemon Pocket, created by you. His awesome community in the Discord has like this custom content card creation here. They made over 60 of them. They put it in this video, and I'm like really just excited to see the creativity that is here. The link is below in the video description, so go ahead and click that. So after you like this video on our channel, make sure that you go ahead and run it up on the original as well. We're so close to hitting 10,000 subscribers. It's so crazy to be able to say that. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely click that notification bell button. And without further ado, let's go ahead and see what they got.
Zen here. Welcome back to the channel. And instead
Zen,
of spicy deck cook for today's video,
my boy,
things a little bit different. Instead, we're sharing the community's brand new custom cards showcase.
I really like this style.
In the description if you guys want to join already. It's the Crown Rare
style of content
podcast. We also have a podcast, but it's the Pocket Discord for this community. I recently made a custom cards forum, and as you can see, we have as early as,
I think that being able to do that, custom cards, you see them in lots of different kinds of games. You know, I've seen them in Marvel Snap, I've seen them for Hearthstone, people doing crossovers. What if this show was in there, that show was in there. So custom cards is sweet content.
Recording this video, some posts of custom cards, and I told you guys that I was going to share them and showcase them. So without further ado, I can't wait to start this conversation with you guys. All these cards are just custom concepts of cards that would be really cool to see in Pokemon Pocket.
I mean, they can run through any gens here, which would be pretty cool.
×2. Let's jump into it with the first one here by Dakota, a mod here on the channel. It is a Tinkaton EX.
Okay, this is fire. The art looks crazy. I love the red eyes here. The hammer is massive. So that's really cool. I think what we got, 1 energy, 42 energy here. This attack does 30 damage for each card in your hand. We haven't seen something like this before, so that's pretty cool. 160 HP. Infernape is 170. So is Gallade. So can we get there? Garchomp, yeah, Garchomp is up there too. Can we? I mean, I feel like we can get there. I feel like we can get there without no problem. But this is pretty sweet. I like this.
And already this art is menacing. I'm a huge Tinkaton fan. It's probably one of my favorite Pokemon in the newer gens. This one is 160 HP at stage 2. Also, real quick, I'll give my honest opinions on these cards. First of all these designs,
it's really cool that he's also kind of reacting to his own piece, right? He's definitely made cards like these before, but the fact that they've made this
stage 2 is a bit low. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nailed it.
I haven't seen the attacks yet. 2 retreat cost is respectable. Crushing blow for 1 energy to do 40. That's good too. Big hammer 30. This attack does 30 damage for each card. Each card in your hand. I don't think we have an effect like that. We have effects like Arceus and Pikachu that do extra damage.
Yeah. They do the bench, right?
This is kind of crazy. How many Pokemon you have on your bench?
So having this kind of style of effect, and if it's good, makes people want to play red card in Mars. And currently right now, playing either of those 2 cards really does not net you the results that you're really looking for, especially in the random queue, most likely in the rank queue. But something like this, where it really does directly impact damage output, I don't know if I need Mars and red card to be meta.
But with Tinkaton EX here, this concept is essentially saying you could deal up to 300 damage, because I believe the max number of cards that a player can have in your hand, now correct me if I'm wrong,
he said 300.
That's the case. 300 for 2 energy is kind of busted, and I retract my earlier statement of saying 160 is too low. I don't think it's low enough for that. For that.
Wait a minute. 300 is crazy. Hold on.
That kind of crazy ability. It is also weak to metal, which is interesting because
A fairy typing?
Fairy type, but
Yeah, it's a fairy type.
Steel type. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this is a phenomenal concept. Honestly, I really hope this could be a quick sidebar real quick. This could be very not appreciated, or people in the community might not agree with me, but I want the next set 3 for Pokemon Pocket to be Gen 8 or Gen 9. I want the newer gens in Pocket.
He's jumping ahead here. He's saying not Gen 6. I think they might say Gen 6 to line it up with Kalos. I hope they don't do that. I hope Dina's just kind of like, we're just gonna do our thing and like do their thing. But going for Gen 9 because it's the most recent thing. You're trying to get people back into it, right? But I feel like you already have your sets lined up too. So I don't know.
I want to see what we can do with the old and the new and just splash a little bit in between. I don't know. What set do you guys want to see next? But anyway, this is only one card.
I definitely want to see Jed. I'm not sure. I gotta think about that one.
For this
I
concept.
gotta think about that one.
They made another thread, which is what you can do on the Discord if that's what you want to do. Also, you can check all on the side here. We have a bunch of things. It's pretty cool. I think we're at 1,000 members for the Discord, honestly, or we're like right there, pretty close. So this next one is again by Dakota. A bunch of Unova.
Wait a minute, the art is so good. Hold on. Okay. All right, another 160 HP Mon, stage 2. Again, maybe a little HP buff here. For your first energy, Razor Shell for 30. And then a waterfall before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from all of your opponent's Pokemon. That's a lot. We have Starly that just does it, and it's just Starly, and you can just pluck it, and then you apply the damage. But all of your opponent's Pokemon might be kind of crazy. Maybe just your opponent's active, because like your energy doesn't discard. It stays 3. It's 1. You can turbo boost this with like a Dialga as well. Maybe I don't think that you need it.
Art is amazing.
We'll see what he says.
Is the illustrator? Oh my goodness. It is stunning and beautiful.
No, the art goes crazy.
This is grass, actually. That feels correct. And this feels like a
Pokemon. Grass weakness on a water type feels pretty cool to see.
Feel like it's a little low. 170, and I'm a happy camper.
Yep, 170. Anyway, that's what we said. That's what we think.
Water energy for Razor Shell for 30 damage. It's pretty good. Waterfall 110 for 1 water and 2 colorless. You guys. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from all of your
is crazy.
That's pretty good. That's including their bench. It seems kind of a little bit broken, but it's also pretty niche of an effect. So I don't know, you guys. What do you think? I think this is pretty awesome, and the art this gets a 5 out of 5.
I think the card. I think the card is great. I just think it just needs to do with your active, because you're not losing energy on this, and once it's set up, you're good, right? So like, if it's Giant Cape, if it's Giant Cape, or if it's Rocky Helmet, just like allow the opponent to like have some kind of counterplay on it, because there's no way for us to bring those back. So I think opponent's active Pokemon would be pretty good.
I am. But this is a 5 out of 5. This is pretty awesome. Emboar, is this all the same artist? Oh, you popped off finding this artist. This is amazing.
Okay. Emboar EX 190 HP goes nutty. Ability Gluttony. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. This Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. For 4 energy here, obviously you're pairing this up with Moltres CX. I kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this. The high HP, in order for you to feel like you're getting value out of this Heat Crash here. But the first one is 140, and then you go to 160. So you're really only doing. I don't know, maybe not 150 damage here, or maybe lower the HP bit. Maybe 190 is too much. Because you're only losing essentially 30 damage. That's a lot.
190 Gluttony. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Oh my god, yes. Sustain Emboar, please and thank you. Heat Crash, this Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. Oh, that's so good. But with the sustain here of Gluttony, another 5 out of 5. The retreat cost being 3 is respectable. Honestly, I agree with that. And then Superior EX.
Yo, they went ham with these.
The active spots. Once during your turn, you may switch in one of your...
Okay, hold on. Before we even figure out what Zen's trying to get here. 170 HP is great. That's kind of like, that's right on the money. I love the Superior EX line. We already have Snivy and Servine in the game, so attaching one of these to it would be pretty sweet. If this Pokemon's in the active spot, once during your turn, you may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to your active spot. So this is kind of like what, oh, no, it's not. This is kind of crazy. You get to pick? Like, is this what this is saying? You get to pick? And then 3 energy 120?
Opponent's benched Pokemon to the active spot. So how does this work though? Is this like a Sabrina the opponent chooses? Or is this like Cyrus?
It says you may switch one.
Like how does that work?
So this is like boss orders.
I think you just win. This card by itself just becomes like the strongest card in the...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody would run anything else.
Every supporter that like has any sort of...
And while this ability is on a stage 2, it's on a grass type as well. But
that's pretty...
It's kind of crazy.
Another 170. Wait. Why is Superior have a higher HP? I feel like this guy's tankier. No, maybe
yeah, Samurott should be 170 as well.
3 Unovian starters. Which one is your favorite? I think Emboar is my favorite, just because it brings something.
I like the Superior EX because this coil ability is absolutely busted. You may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. That's anyone. You're choosing. You are choosing here. That's crazy.
New to the game, if that concept were to exist in Pokemon Pocket. Victini EX.
Oh, this is fun. Mythicals, they're at 130. This is like in range with Celebi, so that feels kind of fair. Although Darkrai is 140, but that's fine. 1 star. I think you can bump it up to 140, honestly. 1 during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may flip a coin. If heads, attach a fire energy to this Pokemon. For each fire energy attached to this Pokemon, this attack does 20 more damage. I like that. Yes, it's RNG based, but that's what kind of keeps it from not going too hard. However, you just kind of just power, like you power this up with Moltres. You give Moltres the Giant Cape for more survivability. You throw in the potions, the sustains, and everything else like that. And then you just kind of let Victini EX sweep. So maybe this 130 here is actually pretty good.
Go 130 for a basic makes a lot of sense. The V create once during your turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may flip a coin. If heads, attach a fire.
Yeah, after powering up with Moltres, you get to continue to power up.
Coin flipping.
Pretty cool.
Every now and then.
Pretty cool.
Now and then again. Oh my god, I can't speak. Oh man, I was struggling there.
But you do have cards like Leafeon that allow you to just pull, right? So maybe you don't need the coin flip.
All right, fire and colorless energy overheat for 10 plus damage. For each fire energy attached to this Pokemon, it deals an additional 20. We don't really have, wait, we do have ramp. We have Moltres. Well, that's kind of crazy. So like you could put this in the bench, have a Moltres in the active slot,
and just keep going,
this guy up,
ramp it,
bring
and
him
it's
in,
sweet.
and just start, I don't know, doing crazy damage potentially.
Yeah, and then it's just
no real limiter on how many energies.
Then it's just Moltres Victini EX decks, right?
Max without
pretty
ramp
cool.
would be somewhere around 30 because that's how many turns you can have, right? Or 29. However, with Moltres, I guess you can go up to throw on another, math is hard, 100 potentially, which is crazy, and then you just win games. I kind of want to test that one day. Not today.
I don't mind this idea. Oh, they picked a sick art for this. Dark Impulse once during your turn, you may attach a dark energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. This does 20 damage to 2 of your bench Pokemon. Okay.
My money. I wish this was real.
This is cool.
180 stage 2.
180 stage 2 is pretty sweet.
Type, not a dragon. Once during your turn, you may attach a dark energy from your discard. Oh my god.
I like that a lot.
This is so good. I love this. This is like the appropriate ramp that I would imagine for darkness Pokemon. This feels,
how do you start discarding it though, right?
This Pokemon also does 20 damage to 2 benched Pokemon. I like that. For 4 energy, it seems like a lot. However, with this ability, honestly, you could ramp yourself. And that is the final card for the Unovian set.
That set went kind of crazy.
Saki here. S4,
that set kind of went crazy.
KIs. Oh, you made a bunch here. This is exciting. All right, let's start here. Articuno.
Ooh,
so
okay. What we got?
Back.
If this Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. Flip 3 heads. This attack does 30 more damage for each head. So your maximum here is another. It could go up to 110 for 2 energy. And it's free retreat. I don't know. This seems busted. For a non-EX? I don't know.
This is a baby Articuno 110 Ice Float. If this Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. That's kind of great, especially with the 3 retreat costs already. And then Tri Edge for 2 water energy. Flip 3 coins. Misty anyone? This attack does 30 more damage for each heads. Honestly, pretty good. I like that, and I really like the art for this. Blacephalon.
Oh, we got some Ultra Beasts.
This thing, when it first came out, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of gave me nightmares. 140 fire type basic. Bursting burn. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now
burned and confused.
Burned and confused.
You can do both of those?
Seems, like overkill, but I'm not mad at it. And then Fireball circa 60 plus. Discard any amount of fire energy from this Pokemon, and this attack does 40 more damage for each.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Moving on to Mr. Mime. While this Pokemon is in play, your benched Pokemon can't be damaged by attacks. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Psybolt.
Honestly, though, this kind of ability is kind of sweet. We have water is able to freely attack the bench, no problem. Fighting with Hitmonlee is able to attack the bench with no problem. And being able to like run this is pretty sweet in terms of kind of save things. I like this ability a lot.
Honestly, so with the new set and how they've recently showed us that Pokemon can have an ability and a move that also does something, like Heatran, for example. I mean, it is tied into Arceus, but still, I think it opens up the possibilities that we'll be getting other cards with 2 lines of text, which is really intriguing for this.
I think the 2 lines of text that he just mentioned here is pretty cool. We're gonna talk about this Dragonite EX because that art is beautiful. But like, throw those on the stage 1, stage 2s. Make us play those cards, you know.
This game. Dragonite EX. Let's see what you cooked up here. Wing attack 2 colorless. That's great for 80 damage. For 180, that's really good. And then Dragon Gale is 150. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponents.
2 water, 1 lightning.
Water, 1 lightning, and 1 colorless. Honestly, pretty respectable.
Not bad, because you still have 2 energy for 80. I think that's not bad.
Celebi, baby Celebi, not an EX here. Time recall. Each of your evolved Pokemon
that ability's cool.
Any attack from its previous evolutions.
I like that. Pretty cool.
Necessary energy to use each attack. That is so good. So essentially, it's like the official TCG's Relicanth, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I didn't know that they had a counter for that.
For those of you, maybe.
But I think that idea of like being able to like, I don't know what you would want to use it for. But I think that's pretty sweet. Maybe your Raichu is not ready to discard all of its energy and they gotta use an attack for Pikachu. I think more about it, but that's pretty sweet. I like that ability.
Back deals 50 for a grass and colorless. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. That's pretty cool. So that way you can keep this guy alive and then just keep using that ability over and over again. That is so good. I'm a huge fan. Cresselia.
Another Cresselia is
Let's see this
fire.
For 2 psychic energy, 1 colorless psychic protection. I can't read today apparently.
Ooh, this is a cool effect.
Next turn, this Pokemon has no weakness. That's pretty cool. I like how a lot of these effects seem very original, however still authentic to the official TCG on what they actually allow their cards to do. They don't seem super broken. They seem like they could actually exist. Speaking of existing, Electrode EX 160 stage 1, 0 retreat, guys. This is going to be the brand new Starmie if it existed, because I don't think there's a single other EX Pokemon other than Starmie and Infernape that retreats for free. I could be wrong.
That's true. That's true.
Before doing damage,
that's true. He's not lying about that.
Any number of Pokemon tools from your Pokemon. This attack does 40 more for each card you discarded this way. I like.
That's actually not too bad. Because you can run up to 6, but then once you discard it, it's like not usable again, right? Like that just kind of means you discard 2 of them. You can only use up to 4 at once as well, because there's only 4 Pokemon on the field. I like thought about like, oh, this is crazy, but like this is pretty good.
Retreat,
I
guys.
kind of like
This
that.
is going to be the brand new Starmie.
I like that
I
one.
don't think there's a single other
Where were we?
Pokemon. This deck does 40 more for each card you discarded this way. I like that. Viper.
Ah, this is a cool art. This is a really cool art.
It's a Poliwag full art.
Survivor chasing the bubbles is so
If
cute.
your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, it deals an additional 50. I like that. That's
I like that.
Kyurem EX.
It's
Oh, you have
the
to have the other
pseudo with
version.
this.
I feel like, let's see, I don't know, it could be the next card. Frost Spear. This attack does 40 damage to one of the opponent's Pokemon. That's pretty good. It's like
This piece here of like being able to attack the bench while also having a bigger attack is kind of really nice. And then it's just interesting to see that it's worth 2. Again, I think it's just because like Misty's a thing, because Garchomp. Oh, I guess Garchomp EX gets away with it for just being 1 since it's stage 1, and since it's a basic, you don't want to make it broken.
Garchomp, but for 2 energy, and it does.
Oh, no, he just
a
talked
little
about
bit
it.
less, I guess.
He just said it.
Ice Burn. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Not bad. 90 and you get a burn, so that's essentially 110 for 3 energy. This is a basic
110
2.
is actually pretty good.
Pop off Misty if it existed, and then Tyrantrum EX. I really thought we were gonna get the other Kyurem, but this is another Dragon type, and it's a fighting metal energy.
Fighting metal.
So
If
the
we
first
could
one's
get
fun for a fighting in
Steelix,
colors, 50
y'all,
damage.
we could get
Discard an energy
Steelix.
attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. I like this, especially for the energy investment that you would need to give to Tyrantrum to get this to pop off.
Yeah,
It
that's
feels
pretty cool.
appropriate. And then Dragon Impact is 200. Discard 2 energies attached to this Pokemon. I love this. Shout out to you.
So I don't think we've seen a 200 energy attacker yet, but I feel like we're gonna start trending towards that way. Tyrantrum being the second 200 doesn't feel like Tyrantrum gets that, right? Like it's just Charizard right now, so maybe we'll see like another Mon that will get that. But the creativity is there. It's awesome.
Oh wait, there's more. There's more, you guys. Digging Duo. Oh, we talked.
Nah, I don't know if this card can exist. Before Zen says anything, fossils are already like strong in their parts, and then the only drawback that they have is that you can't search for their fossils. So making fossils actually consistent is scary, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
It's like the archaeology supporter card we were talking about. Put 1 random fossil from your deck into your hand. Next up is Flint, and it says here, during your opponent's next turn, if one of your fire Pokemon is attacked, their active Pokemon is then burned, which is pretty good. And
that's
then
pretty
what
nice.
else do we have here? Sigilif EX.
The Sigilif is so happy.
Sigilif is like one of those Pokemon that get an EX. I don't even think it has an official
That's
EX
so
in the
fun.
official TCG. Anyway, mirror counter. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and it's damaged by another Pokemon EX, it takes the same damage done to this Pokemon, even if it's knocked out, which is pretty respectable. And it has a move that does 80 damage, Cutting Wind, 2 Psychic,
For
1
3
Colorless.
energies,
Amazing.
wild.
Still got
It's
2 more here.
wild.
Magmortar EX.
Magmortar needs
love
one.
this.
I love
We're
that.
hoping
I love
we're
this. I
gonna
love
get
this. I love this. I love
Magmortar
this.
And I like the Vire EXs, at least for me, for sure. Torrid Wave. Once during your turn, if Magmortar is in your active Pokemon,
I feel like that's very fair.
Magmortar
Magmortar is just a ball of flames. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Damage. And then Ground Burn, which takes 3 fire energy, says each player discards the top card of their deck. This attack does 50 more damage for each support card discarded this way.
Magmortar?
I'm assuming, now correct me if I'm wrong,
Magmortar,
please, in the
18,
comments,
14
your
trainer,
card
16?
and your opponent. So if they're both supporters,
Nah. I feel like it has to be yours. I feel like it has to be yours and yours only. Because a support card is an item or a trainer, right? And so you're looking. Oh, it's only the top card of their deck. Okay, so you can get possibly an additional 20 or another 100. Okay. I was reading this wrong. I thought it meant you could you had to trash 3 for some reason.
This deals an additional 100 for 3 energy. I'm all for that.
I like that. I like that. This is actually a
100%. I feel like you
clean
would
custom
run,
card.
this Magmortar EX, get it online, and then your deck is only consistent of just supporters, support, just to get that extra damage.
Yeah,
which is
I agree.
crazy. This is
I agree
really
to
strong,
that.
and I would love an effect like this on a Pokemon. Next is Annihilate, another one of my favorites from the newer gens. This is why I want the newer gens, guys.
Yeah, nah, he's not lying. The new
Every
gens
time
hit with this
Annihilate
one.
receives an attack from the opponent's active Pokemon, this Pokemon will deal 10 more damage on their attack. Rage
like
Fist,
that.
50 plus. This attack does 50 more damage for each point your opponent has taken. Okay, that's not bad, and it retreats for 1. Oh, this is pretty good. So again, you could let's say they've taken 2 for 2 energy. Annihilate can come in and deal up to 150 damage, unless I'm doing math wrong. Which
Wow,
is
that's a
high
lot.
Possibility, you
That's
guys.
a lot.
And then I think we have
That
dude,
ramps
we
up
have
so
even
fast.
more.
I don't know
You
if
just
that's
popped
gonna
off. This is
be.
what I'm talking about, guys.
I don't know. I don't
Join
know
the
if I want to
Discord
like
if you want to make your own concepts.
get that,
I
but
might
the
feature
Nine
them
Life
in
seems
a
kind of
future video.
crazy.
Who knows? We'll see. But here we got Origin Form Giratina.
They need to make
Distortion
Giratina good
Thor.
again.
Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench, then deal 20 to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That's pretty strong. I like that. It's pretty
Interesting.
small as well, unfortunately, the card. Faint to Black, 70 damage to Psychic, 1 colorless. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused.
How do you get? I guess it has to get
back
knocked out in order for it to come back, right?
Miltank. I think
So it's a
lot of
good
us
like
are
wall,
afraid that we're going to be
so to
getting
speak.
a Miltank EX in the future. And if you're not, I just wanted to put that fear of
This is
Miltank
cool.
right
So you
into
can
you
get
real
up to
quick.
80 more
Milk
damage
Cannon,
here.
50 plus,
130.
colorless. I think this would probably exist with a Manaphy deck. This attack deals 40 more damage.
A Manaphy
for each
actually is a
Moo
good
Milk in
space
your
that's
discard
there.
pile, which I'm guessing is the next card. Yeah, Moo Milk item. Choose one of your Pokemon, then flip 2 coins. For each heads, heal 20 damage from that Pokemon.
So you can
I
heal
feel
up
like
to
it should be
40
30
for
if you're
item.
also
It's pretty
flipping,
cool.
right? Or else, why would you play this over 2 potions? I feel like 30-30 for a
but
max of
you-
60 is pretty good.
So I think being able to heal 40 like up to 80 damage twice in one turn is enough, right? Because like being able to heal 60 for just one item card. I mean, yes, you have to flip both, but you get it for each heads. It's not like you need to both of them need to hit heads. So I kind of like it at being at 20.
Be wrong though, but what do you guys think? All right, those are all of Asaki's here. Now we're going to be moving on to P times 4. I think they've actually uploaded a few times here, so let's check them out. Ooh, a lot of really good stuff.
Oh, there's some. They're
really
cooking.
good stuff. Okay,
Oh,
so I think
there's-
I actually have to read this. These cards were created on February 1st and 2nd, a month before the official release of the mini set. So
Okay.
with that in mind,
Dang, they did our boys dirty. Let's see if they like these cards. We needed to Torterra EX. We needed Empoleon EX. It needs to happen.
let's look at these cards. The cards that we could have got, but we didn't get. Torterra EX 180, Forest March 60 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your benched grass type.
I like
Pokemon.
that.
So it's a base of 60, and it can do
I like
an
that.
additional 90 at most, right? So you're looking at
That's at
150
150.
for 4 energy and no real repercussion. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's pretty good. I do think the Leafeon that we actually got is a very
I think the
strong,
Leafeon
support
helps
and
ramps
attack that
it,
can just,
and
like,
then you
fit
can
into
also
any
attack in the
single
beginning.
deck for
I like this.
types.
I like this.
But
You have a
Torterra
Shaman
EX,
to throw
man,
in
we'll
there.
never know what could have been, to be honest. Speaking of what could have been,
Oh,
Giratina
Giratina.
EX 150 Levitate. If this Pokemon has
Oh, they
any
kept-
energy
they
attached
kept
to
the
it, it has no
ability.
retreat cost, so it's the same thing. And then we have Aeos Wheel 120. Your opponents can't use any trainer cards from their
Any
hand during the
trainer
next turn.
cards
Pretty
is
much,
kinda
they can't play the
crazy.
game. I'm all for it. That's
It's
awesome.
kinda
Lucario EX, another
crazy.
one. Aerosphere 80. This attack does 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it deals the 80 and then it deals 40 onto the bench. Frostlass.
Oh,
Water type,
that's how
Freezing
that worked.
Shroud.
Okay,
When you
okay,
check
okay,
up your
okay.
10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. This is actually crazy when you think about Glaceon EX that just came out, right, with the mini set, and their snowy terrain that also says during checkup. This is actually kind of crazy. I mean, maybe there's a lot of cards like this that do this, but either way,
I like the fact that like it's targeting abilities. That's pretty cool. I think that's something that we haven't seen before, and like an idea that it's able to do that anywhere across the board is pretty sweet.
A pop off. Shout out to you for getting something so close to the T. This does 10 damage, however, to each opponent's Pokemon that has an ability.
It's pretty
which is
sweet.
Strong. And then it has Frost Breath for 60. And Polion
Oh.
next. Let me see what my king could have been. Hydro Impact for 2 water and 1 colorless.
Man, listen, 130 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and the energy don't go away like it does with Luxray is fire. Fire. Don't let this thing go online. I mean, again, you have Giant Kate, you have Mons who are 170, 160 HP, right? Like, so like 130 isn't like the make it or break it damage here anymore, but like I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh wow, that's strong. That's crazy. That's actually insane. It is.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Without needing to discard any
Look at
energy.
that! Yo, I promise you, I have not watched this video yet.
I'm a huge fan of Luxray. Speaking of huge fan, this Hound
during this
darkness type Snarl 60
takes minus 20. I like that.
Next turn, this Pokemon
I like
takes
that.
minus 20 damage less from attacks. Imagine if this was actually like they can't retreat because
that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. They get 100, the 60.
The type is off in the effect.
Then it's there.
Oh man, good job. These are so close.
These,
dude. Like,
oh, and there's a Milotic here. Okay, so 130. Whenever your opponent plays a supporter card, prevent all effects of that card to you or your hand. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. And then your opponent's active is now asleep. Kind of crazy. I mean, I love the fact that they all need 3 energy. We already know Misty is here to help mitigate some of that. Manaphy is also there to help mitigate that. So these energies are like kind of okay from that point. Expected.
Do guard. Your opponent is a supporter card from their hand. Prevent all effects of that card to you.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
That means this is a better Gengar. You can just use this on your bench, and then they can't use any.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to be able to have this ability from the bench is crazy. There's no Professor's Research, nothing like that.
Keep it going. Tropius, Tropic Breeze, 90 damage. Move all energy from this Pokemon.
So you have to, right?
Like this would synergize with that Torterra.
But it's pretty good.
140 Psychic, Extra Sensory.
This looks cool because I like hand effects.
Yen Mega EX, 60 plus. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage. Oh, that's kind of funny. Blaziken, Fire Starter. Once during your turn, you may attach 1 fire energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Yes, please.
I love the fact that we can mess around with the discard pile. I think having more abilities that do that. We're seeing it with Volkner. We're seeing that with Granny, right? Like the old time Elder. I like interacting with our discard pile here.
Please. And then it has Explosives Shot. Discard 2 fire energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then it goes all the way back to the start. I think you have some more. Zera Aura here, 100. Combat Thunder, 30 plus damage. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon.
Oh, as a basic is pretty good.
Pikachu, but reverse and not an EX. I'm kind of a fan there. And
I don't mind that. I don't mind that, especially because of like the RCCX meta that we're in now, right?
Here. Looks like we got a lot to go over. I'm excited, guys. This is gonna be a long video. I'd apologize, but who are we really apologizing to? We're all happy for this.
Ooh, Gen 7 starters. This is so cute. I love this.
Voice. All energy
I love this a lot.
Water Pokemon on your side of the field counts as water energy. But when I read this the first time, because I looked at this a couple days ago and I was like, yo, I gotta talk about this. This is actually the card that sparked this, like, yo, I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna go over these cards and just give my thoughts. How does this work? Does that mean I feel like it should be worded differently, because the way I'm understanding it is whatever energy is provided, it'll count as that energy, but it will also count as water. Okay, which means
so what's crazy about that is that you can run this in any deck, right? Like, you need a water, but all energy provided to a water Pokemon means it counts as a water. So this is a card that can be played anywhere. because you still get to attack with water, which is interesting. That also means things like this is like a Dragonite fixer, even though you're still running 2 stage 2s. But like if it's all just like, oh, I guess no, because it's water Pokemon. I gotta read.
I can play this in a lightning type deck, and when I give this Pokemon energy, it'll count as water, but also lightning. Unless it's only it'll only count as water energy, which makes sense because of the caveat of only being water Pokemon. Okay, never mind. I think I just explained while I was.
Okay. So it's just one.
I think I understand now. Echoing.
But no, I mean, being able to be dual type is pretty cool.
4 times for each time a Pokemon was chosen this way, do 20 damage to it. So it's like Dragonites, but a little bit weaker. Incineroar 160. Oh, Writhing Wrestler. Your fire type Pokemon in play do 30 plus damage, but take 10 damage and recoil.
Oh, I'm not mad at that.
Degree takedown will deal 100. However, you take 10 back. Honestly, not bad.
I wouldn't be upset with that.
Decidueye.
Decidueye is so good.
Decadui right here.
Decadui? Oh no, Zen. Oh no!
Attack to target any of the wait. You can attack from the bench. Sign me up. I've been playing the official TCG, and I've been loving the Alakazam EX card there, where it's the only card in the entire meta or game that can attack from the bench. And if that
means you give up your turn, right?
It would be absolutely busted. Imagine just keeping this guy from your bench and hitting your opponent's active Pokemon for 50. And they can't touch you unless they have a Sabrina or something.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ready for that.
Wall, right?
I don't know if we're ready for that.
In the back line, just spirit arrow.
Especially as a basic, that's crazy.
Man, that'd be so fun.
Or a non-EX, I should say.
That's it for that there. Let's see what else we got here. Lurantis. Lure in once during your turn. You may switch one of your opponent's grass Pokemon to their active spot.
Oh, that's very niche.
60 damage, 2 colorless, not too bad. It's very niche though. With
I kind of like that I'm in his head.
One of my favorite water type bug types. Bubble Blast 30x. This attack does.
Oh, on the field.
Water Pokemon on the
so you can obviously boost yours, and you get from the other side. Kind of like that.
Next up, we have Mud's Dally. As often as you'd like.
Now he's just trying hard to mess it up. Let's Dally.
Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Oh my God! If this thing existed, or an effect or ability like this existed.
This is just the Vaporeon for fighting is amazing.
A little bit less. Speaking of which, I'm probably going to be talking about Brock and all the supporter cards in a future video coming up probably really soon, so stay tuned for that.
I like this. I like that.
One of my favorite Pokemon in Pokemon Unite and in any game, to be honest. This thing's adorable. Mimikyu EX, play rough for 1 psychic, 40 damage. You can use this attack to target an opposing Pokemon that retreated to the bench last turn. Do 50 damage to that Pokemon this way. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So you can just like hit the opponent's active Pokemon for 40. However,
if they retreat
to the bench, you can actually target that bench Pokemon
and do for 90.
This is retreat 0. Oh my God.
I wonder what plays you could make with Sabrina and Cyrus for this, right? But it said since last turn.
Everyone's cards that they've submitted today. But if I could only choose one card to bring to the
Sabrina that last turn, attack that active spot with something else, and then the Mimikyu gets to run away.
With this. It's too much fun. Speaking of fun.
Oh, such a creepy card.
This is interesting.
Such a creepy card.
It's very hard to read, so I'll read it for you guys. Is 120 HP. The attack is 2 fire energies, Mind Explosion, 40 damage. If this Pokemon has damage on it, this attack does 30 more damage.
Okay, so you can do up to 70.
And then we have Drampa here.
Oh! The art they're finding for these cards is wonderful.
Pokemon. That is so good. I love it. I love everything about it. And that's it from this thread. And now we have a final thread to go over, and it looks like there is quite a bit to be going on.
Okay, we're getting to the end here.
Looks like we might have saved some fire hits.
Oh, Zekrom! I love that.
Zekrom.
Listen. Electric needs a boost again. It really does. Pikachu EX definitely had his time in the sun, definitely had its share in the sun, for sure. But like now it's kind of like meh. And you're like, Magnezone just plays anywhere and everywhere, but it isn't like here is my final boss monster that like we're starting to see the other decks are definitely getting.
Lightning for 1 energy deals 30 damage. Pretty good. And then Bolt Strike deals 150 for 2 lightning and 1 colorless. This Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. It is.
I think that's good.
That much.
I think that's good. 150 for only 3 energy, but you deal damage to yourself. I like that.
A lot of damage. Moving on to Reshiram type. Scorching Wind. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. That's pretty good, especially to get damage on the board.
It's chip. You get to attack the back. Is nice.
Fire energies from this Pokemon. I feel like we really hindered Reshiram and really buffed Zekrom here. I mean, the 30 damage to itself isn't great, but also like the discarding energy. Energy is so much worse, and it requires more energy, which is crazy.
But you don't hurt yourself here, right? Like you don't hurt yourself in this aspect, and we've already seen the like discarding 2 energy for 4 attack with Charizard, right? The reason why this probably does less damage is obviously because it's a basic, but like you can power this up pretty quickly, pretty easily. I like the discard, like the discarding 2 fire energy when we have a ramp, like doesn't feel like it hurts it that badly.
Hyped up better, or is the Reshiram actually better because it doesn't injure itself? I'm really interested.
I like the Reshiram, honestly.
EX justified this Pokemon's attacks do 30 plus damage to your opponent's active darkness Pokemon. Yes, please. And then it has Guard Press, 70 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon
defensive. I like the steel types getting like defensive boost kind of thing.
We're probably gonna get the other Swords of Justice.
Oh, there's Virizion.
Virizion EX.
Each of your Pokemon that have grass energy attached.
Very respectable for each of these Pokemon. This Pokemon has the ability.
What's up with grass having like a lower HP in like some of the Celebi Virizion? That's so funny.
Which is amazing. And it's only if they have grass energy, so you can literally put any type. And oh, dude, that's so good. That's so good. All right, then
we have more? If we have more special conditions ramped up, an ability like that would be pretty good.
So it's Togekiss, it's Donphan, but a basic. Oh man, that might be a little too busted. Then we have Terrakion EX, which has
they have justified as well.
2 fighting, 1 colorless for Boulder Crush, and 90 damage, and it retreats, I believe, the most out of all of them. Yeah. For 3 energy.
Yeah, it makes sense. The retreat cost there makes sense.
Ooh, look at that! Oh my God, look at that art! All right, Crocodile.
Look at that art.
2 fighting energy, 1 colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage on it, this attack does 60 more damage.
Hitmonlee, power that up there.
This could do 120 damage if you put it in a deck with, like, say, Darkrai or Greninja or something. Right?
You just Hitmonlee and Cyrus there, like leave that in the fighting type.
Moving on to
crazy.
EX. First Shimmer is the ability. Once during your turn, you may do 30 damage to your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. And then it has the attack Mirage Flare for damage, fire energy, and colorless. Your opponent's
it's a stage 2 EX here, so like if we're like freaking out that like this is stronger than Greninja, again you have to be ENX in order to be able to use it, and like you lose up 2 points. So the 30 this way makes sense. The 30 on the Crobat that we have requires you to have 4 card combo, like the 3 lines and the Arceus as well. So this feels very fair.
Bad. Kind of a fan of that. Kyurem, just regular Kyurem. We'll call
Kyurem?
Baby Kyurem, right?
Kyurem?
Tri-freeze, 100 damage, 2 water, 1 colorless. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed.
It's a water type, so you could just like continue to load it up, right?
Lucky Misty, this would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because typically you have to flip a coin. Right, I'm doing the flip of a coin in order to see if you paralyze your opponent's Pokemon. Right, you have to hit heads and then they're paralyzed. But this is saying just discard 2 water energy or just 2 energy from this Pokemon, and they're guaranteed. So like a Manaphy Kyurem deck would go crazy.
That's very true, especially as it's just a regular basic.
150 for stage 2 seems kind of low. Dark Aura, all energy attached to this Pokemon are darkness energy instead of their usual type. So again, put this in a Manaphy.
Oh, that's cool.
Crazy.
That's cool. I like that.
With it. Oh, actually, you know what? That HP is perfect. Haxorus, Dragon Pulse for a fighting metal energy, 100 damage. Discard the top card of your deck.
I'm telling you, we just need more. We need more cards that bring things back from the discard pile.
Block. Let's see what else they got cooking. Oh man, oh man. Superior EX, Leaf Storm 120, heal 20 damage from each of your grass Pokemon.
Okay.
Emboar EX,
Cool. I like
Inferno,
healing. I like
and
healing.
Mango. Once during your turn, you may take a fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your Pokemon.
I love another ramp, huh?
Ramp for fighting, but it makes sense for fire because they've already shown that they ramp. If you've noticed, grass ramps, fire ramps, and water ramps, right? But those are really the only 3 that ramp, in my opinion, right? There's no fighting. There's no. Well, I guess there is psychic and lightning, aren't there?
Psychic and lightning does because Magneton would Dawn.
A little bit others. The only 2 that don't.
Yes,
really
you could.
Or 3. If you want to consider colorless its own type, would be colorless, fighting, and darkness. And it makes sense because they honestly tend to have a lot of really strong cards. But like psychic ramps, that's pretty strong. We should probably change that.
Yes, psychic ramping with Mewtwo, like that was the deck to beat when the game started.
And then we have Samurai EX, shell armor. Takes 30 less damage from attacks. Surf 2 water.
170 is pretty nice, especially for the minus 30.
Fire energy. Victory Cheer, attacks used by your evolution Pokemon.
I love the fact that you can do effects which like evolution. That's different, right?
Give people an incentive to not just play basic.
And like stage 1 or stage 2, so like even if it's like a Charmander or Charmeleon, excuse me, or an Ivysaur, like you don't need to wait till you're stage 2 in order to start attacking with that.
Well, I'm not even gonna try this. I've never been able to say this name. You're not gonna catch me slipping. All right. Hydro Pump, 20 damage. This attack does 10 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. Pretty good. That
could be a nice little setup after you get Manaphy going.
Costa, Ancient Custom. Pokemon tools attached to your opponent's Pokemon have no effect. Tidal Wave, 80 damage, 2 water energy, 1 colorless is kind of cracked. Side Tangent Sidebar. The official TCG has Reveroom EX.
Hold on, before we continue to that, this right here will make stage 2s playable, right? Like I will play Caracosta to negate Pokemon tools. I would, and like that's the kind of thing that like we need to see in order to like feel like stage 2s are worth it. Like give me a good line of ability, give me a good baseline attack, 80 for 3 damage, but with this ability doesn't feel bad at all.
Tangent Sidebar. The official TCG has Reveroom EX, and it is the only Pokemon in the entire game that can attach and have attached up to 4 Pokemon tools.
4 Pokemon tools at once is nutty.
Thought of that, wanted to share
nutty.
That I feel like would be really cool in Pokemon Pocket. Maybe
I don't know if Pokemon Pocket would allow 4. Maybe just 2, maybe 2.
Archeops. I think that's how you pronounce it. 140 HP.
Oh, the Defeatist ability from the game. This is cute. This is cute.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
That's very flavorful.
Like the official TCG.
That's very
the
flavorful.
Official Pokemon game, if you will, with this Pokemon's ability. All right, and then let's see some supporters. I think this is it. Round things off. The final question of the video: which of these, I guess, 4 supporters is your favorite?
Let's find out. I want to answer this question too. Let's find out.
First up is N. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a card for each of the remaining points needed to win. So essentially, this is
Mars on both sides.
Official TCG, but it's for N. I like this. This is pretty good because it also helps you out a bit. You can like reshuffle your hand. Sharon here. But one of your colorless Pokemon that has any damage on it and all attached cards into your hand. You can bounce.
That's
back to your hand with this.
Absurd. Treat it as a wall and let throw it right back.
From one of your Pokemon that has 20 HP or less. This would be insane if they give us a tool like Focus Sash, because you can Focus Sash and then
I was gonna say, yeah, like 20 HP or less is like kind of tough to get to, but like if you can, it's pretty sweet.
That's how my brain works. And then finally we have Iris here. During this turn, attacks used by your Druddigon or Haxorus do 50 plus damage to your Drud from Mythical Islands. Could potentially do up to 140 or 160.
That's like that's kind of nice.
There you guys have it. A little bit of a long.
It's kind of nice.
But honestly, I wanted to take a little deviation from the typical deck builds and stuff like that, and talk about these custom cards that you guys created in the communities. You already know I love making these cards, and with the next set kind of far away, we still have a full month before we get into
I can't believe it's a full month, y'all. I can't believe it's a full month.
Set 3 is not for a whole nother month. I just love seeing these types of creative.
All right, y'all. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction. Let me know if you like reaction videos. We could like look up for some more things. There are like a couple of ones that I have in mind that are kind of like already out there. If this received well, then we'll do that. But as always, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell button. Definitely check out Zen and his channel. This video is directly linked. Once more, make sure that you run up the like button over there as well too. All right, y'all. Until next one. Peace.